Whatever you do, you must never, never watch this video. Don't even dare share it with your friends. Just turn it off now. It's for your own good. I absolutely loved this episode. I thought it was very well written, amazingly directed. Look at all of the first-person camera angles. I noticed that straight off, and I loved it. I knew there was going to be something that was up with that. One of the other really nice things about the first-person point of view, aside from just making it feel like you are more in the story, is that then you have the characters directly looking at the camera, and it feels a lot more like they're talking to you. So no matter what, you get drawn into that story and engaged a lot more than you would have otherwise if you just had a third-person outsider point of view. Probably gathered from my review of the Zygon double-parter, but I love it when they have it sort of like opening with something that's unusual in vlog life. Maybe because it slightly reminds me of Blink. I don't know, but I very much enjoyed it. I also, of course, love the idea that something that's so ordinary as kind of just a sleep in the corner of your eye, that could be somehow turned into a monster. And this week the monsters actually looked good too. They looked freaky. They were kind of formless, blob-like, and as I was watching instead of the behind-the-scenes stuff, giant gaping jaw that Mark Gatiss really stressed that he wanted in there, and I think that was what made it really freaky. I also loved the little cutesy Mr. Sandman theme, because now whenever I hear that song, that's all I'm going to be able to think about, and then part of my brain is going to go, ah, stop, turn it off, which is always fun. I'll admit, as much as it's kind of cool that the sleep dust turns into these monster things, I don't really buy it. It kind of seems a little bit strange, a little bit too much of a stretch of the imagination, that somehow the sleep in the corner of your eye becomes this monster that like eats you. I don't know. But I did like the sort of foundations of how that came about, because the human race is trying to monopolize and, you know, make a business out of sleep. Which is, yeah, about as outrageous as the doctor thinks it is, because I know I don't sleep as much as I should, but I do like my sleep. I was worried but excited for a little bit when the doctor had said "you lot," and one of the other scientisty people had immediately called him on and said, "You lot, what do you mean?" And I thought it was going to be like midnight. I'd kind of, hoped that it wouldn't devolve into that again, but I did really, really love midnight. So I don't know if I would have been too disappointed if it did, but we moved on beyond that, and that was good. I did pick up on the fact that the commander said that they didn't have helmet cams, like right away as soon as she said it, and I went, wait, what? Then what are we looking through? Except instead of just a sleep in the corner of my eye, I went to something a bit more sinister and thought that somehow that guy that created Morpheus was hacking into all of their brains somehow, which, the techie person that I am, I think that would have been much cooler, but I guess it wouldn't have fit with the story quite as well. And then the ending. Oh my gosh, I love the ending. Not only does it give a really nice twist at the end, you also realize the doctor hasn't saved the day. He left because they needed to get out of there, but for him, it's a puzzle that's not yet solved because it still needs to be solved. Now this video message is out there, the infection is spreading, the doctor hasn't saved the day, which is a little bit jarring to think of because he always does save the day, but now he hasn't. Also, the CGI was beautiful and wonderful as he just rubbed his eye and sand started pouring out and his whole head was pouring, and it was really cool. So now you know that whoever is around you might actually just be made of sleep dust. So until next week, sleep well. Alonzi.